In this session, we'll learn how to create and work with derived roles. The derived roles is a single role which works on the inheritance concept. Meaning, a derived role is a role which is created using some other role as a reference. So the derived role is dependent on a referenced role. The derived roles inherit the menu structure and the functions included, such as transaction codes, reports, web links, etc., from the referenced role. Depending on the organization structure and how the business is set up, you will have the need to duplicate the roles. And organizations having offices and users across the world is a fit case where you could use derived roles, because there will be positions with a similar job responsibilities in every location. For example, if a company has businesses in, let's say, US, Mexico, Germany, Japan, India, if there is a purchasing clerk in US, you'll have a purchasing clerk in Mexico, Germany, Japan, and India also. Because the nature of the business is the same, the job responsibilities of each of these individuals who are purchasing clerks in each of these locations will be the same, which means they would need access to the same set of transaction codes. But the only difference between these people would be the data which they're going to use to work with the system. That is going to be different. So the difference in the data is provided by the organization levels in the system. So when you build a purchasing clerk role, the users will have the same transaction codes, but in the roles, in these individual roles, the org levels will be different, so that even though they use the same transaction code, they will access different data. In practice, there are a number of requirements to create roles whose content differ only in authorizations but not in transaction codes. Let's say you have a situation where you could create a derived role or make use of derived roles in a situation where the transaction codes in the roles have to be identical, but the authorizations contained in those roles have to be different. Or you could have the authorizations identical and the transaction codes identical, but the organization levels different from each other. Derived roles basically is a duplication of an existing role. Now, duplication of roles can be done in two ways. One is by copying an existing role. When you copy a role, the target role gets all the properties of the source role, including the user assignments. And then they become independent of each other. That is, there is no link between the source role and the target role. All you need to do is change the appropriate authorization field values in the target role and generate the profile. The second way of duplicating a role is by deriving the new role based on an existing role. In the derived role process, the target role inherits the properties of the source role, but the user assignments are not inherited. In other words, you can use an existing role, let's say we call it a parent role, to build a new role, and let's call it a child role. What happens in this method is that the transactions and the authorization objects from the parent role are transferred into the child role. So the child role gets dependent on the parent role. So if you add or delete a transaction code into the parent role, the change is automatically reflected in the child role. When you create a derived role, the org values are not transferred to the derived role. Derived role meaning the child role. But you can copy the data from the parent role into the child role, which includes the organization levels also. So what it means is, when you make a role as a derived role, all the transaction codes and the objects from the parent role are copied into the child, but authorizations are not. The field values are not. Organization levels will not be transferred from the parent to the child. So you have to maintain them individually in the derived roles. But SAP also gives an option of copying the data of the parent role into the child role. Now let us take an example and see how derived roles work. After creating the derived roles, we will go through some scenarios to understand the concept of derived roles, what changes can be made or cannot be made in the derived role, and we'll test some scenarios. Like we'll add an object into a derived role and see what happens. We can change a field value into the derived role and see what happens. We'll see some of those scenarios. So let us go and execute the transaction PFCG. Now we already have a parent role, test role created as which we'll use as a parent role, the source role for the derived role. So that role is z colon test underscore parent underscore role. Let us see what this contains. Let's click on the change icon. Let's go to the menu tab. So it contains VA01, VA02, 0305, these transaction codes. Let's now click on create, click on authorization tab, and click on change authorization data and see what org levels have been assigned to this role. Click on the organization levels button on the toolbar. So you see there are 5 org levels in this role, and we have assigned star. Now technically you could leave these fields as blank and then you can maintain the org levels individually in the child roles, in the derived roles. But we have maintained it star, so click on save and go back. Now let's go and create a child role now. Now in the child role, when we create a child role, we can change the org levels to whatever we want. So let's go and create a child role, say test z colon test derived role. Now when I say child, what I mean by that is the derived role. Derived underscore role underscore 1. We'll create 2 derived roles. Right now let's create 1. And the z colon test underscore parent underscore role becomes your parent role. So click on create icon and say derived role 1 and click on save. Now like in single role, you can use this whiteboard box for entering the job description of the role and the change history of the role. Now to make this role as a derived role, as a child role, you have to derive it from a role. So in this field, in the derived from role field, you enter the parent role name or the reference role name on which you want to base this. You want to from which the role from where you want to inherit the properties for this child role, derived role. So test underscore parent underscore role and hit the enter key. You'll get a box called set imparting role. Do you really want to enter the specified role as the imparting role, which means this z:test parent role becomes the properties, the contents of this role are imparted into the test derived underscore role 1 role. So click on yes. Now if you see, this menu tab has turned green. So test derived role 1 now inherits the properties from test parent role. So click on the menu tab and you will see the transaction codes which are part of the test parent role are now included in this derived role. You can also observe that you cannot add transaction codes into the derived role. So you cannot. The one thing is clear here now. When you make a role as a derived role, you cannot enter any transaction codes into the role, into the derived role. Also, there are no more, like in single role, you have all those buttons for entering the report and reports and web links and building the various way of building the roles. All those icons are not there anymore. So this derived role is now dependent on the parent role. Now technically you can delete a role, delete a transaction code from the role by selecting the transaction code and hitting the delete key. Now let's click on the authorization tab. Now in the authorization tab, like you would maintain the authorizations in a single role and generate the profiles, you have to do the same thing now for the derived role. Click on change authorization data button. Okay, first save it, then you click on change authorization data. Now you get the same 5 org levels. Now here you can maintain the org levels for this derived role if you want, and then maintain the field values as the authorizations for this role. But let's cancel it because this derived role is inheriting the properties of another role. So we would like the role to inherit the field values of the parent role too, which means we want this derived role to inherit the authorizations values as well as the org level values from the parent role initially. So click on cancel icon. Now if you observe here, this is a new button that you see, and this button will only appear if this role that you're creating happens to be a derived role. So click on the save icon, enter a profile name, say derive z derive 1 RL1. So your profile has been created. When you save, the box that you got was for creating the profile for this role. So you created the profile, but you didn't generate it yet because you didn't maintain the authorizations yet. Now we want to copy the authorizations from the parent role. So now click on the copy data. When you click on this copy data button, so with this action you can copy the authorization data from the higher role, that is the original role. In our case, that's what we call as a parent role. Click on continue. Now you see all the traffic lights have become green. Now at this point, this parent derived role has generated everything, all the authorizations and the values from the parent role. So let's click on the organization level button and check out the org level values. So you see here the org level values are star. Now at this point you can go and change the org level values for the parent for the derived role. So let us change it to our company code as 3000 or let's say 4000. Controlling area as 2000. Let's keep division as star. Let's put sales organization as 4000 and let's keep distribution channel as star. Now once you have maintained the organizational values, click on the generate icon and the profiles for this role have been generated. So you have created the derived role now. Now in our testing scenarios, we are going to check what will happen if we make a field value change here. For example, if I change one of these field values and then make any change to the parent roles, then does it affect the child? Does it affect the derived role? Or if I add a manual object into the derived role manually and then I modify the parent role with something else, what happens to this manual object that I put into the derived role directly? And then we'll also test what happens if we make a change to the parent and see if that gets distributed to the child roles. So let us go through testing scenarios, but before doing that, let us create another role, another child role. So let's go back to clicking on the back arrow icon, let us go back to the PFCG screen and let's create another derived role. So derived role 2, and it also has to be inherited from the same parent role. So enter the parent role name in the derived from role field and click on yes. So say yes. Now derived role 2 is a child of test parent role now. So derived role 2 inherits all the transaction codes from test parent roles. Click on the menu tab to confirm the transaction codes, and you can see here again you cannot enter transaction codes into the derived roles. Click on save. Let's go to the authorization tab and click on change authorization data. Click on cancel. Now click on save. Enter a role name, a profile name. Our profile name is created for this role. Now click on the copy data button so that all the authorizations and the org levels from the parent role are copied into this derived role. The next step would be to maintain the org levels. So let us change this org level to 3000. Controlling area, let's say 1000, and let's say division, let's keep it star, and sales organization, let us put it as 3000 and save it. So the org levels have changed. Generate the role. So we have created two derived roles. Now in the testing scenarios, we are, like I said, we'll add change field values, we'll add objects into the child as well as the parent and see how they affect, what effect do those changes have on the child roles, the derived roles.